Like, I don't fuck with raw onions still. I don't care what anybody says. I don't
Yeah,
do
it's
it. Dude,
Raw onions suck.
Raw onions on a salad is the stupidest freaking thing.
red onion on a fucking garden salad is the shit.
Red onion's a little different.
It's a little bit better. Raw onion, I've never fucked with. My mom always said, "Oh, you'll grow out of it." No, I never did. I like onions to be cooked. They have to be cooked.
Yeah.
I like my dad used to get these like Texas sweet onions that were like that big.
If I was stuck in the desert with zero, I could eat some onions. You know what I mean? But
do you like pickled onions?
I've never had pickled onions.
You should pickle onions at some point. It's fucking fire. It makes sandwiches dank.
Oh wait, I think I have had a pickled onion. It was okay.
Pickled onion on like burritos.
I had it on some barbecue.
That's like coleslaw usually.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back to the harbor. We're gonna be talking about Book of Boba Fett today.
Mandalorian season 3. This is the DLC.
Mandalorian season 3. Whatever.
This is the DLC for Mandalorian 2.
What it is, and you all know who we are: Kino, Cowboy, Bossa Flasher, Scott Keith, almost, but still the expat. Almost not, but But yeah. So I just want to say that a lot of Star Wars I like. There's a few things I do not like. The Rise of Skywalker is one of those things. We have talked about it endlessly for 2 years. TV I have enjoyed more than the movies, I think, of the new stuff. Because, and that includes the Clone Wars and Rebels, the Dave Filoni verse.
And for me as well.
Yeah. And so continuing that fashion, I'm a little more lenient on the Book of Boba Fett than other people are. And let's point out the obvious. Boba Fett from the original trilogy is in 6 minutes of footage. He barely talks, and he just seems like a cold stone badass. You don't know anything about him. So, of course, longtime fans are going to be up in the air when they change shit up about him. And so that's where a lot of people were like, no, fuck this show. Even though people are missing that the whole main story of the show is to show what happened after he escaped the Sarlacc and his journey with the Tusken Raiders into becoming a new man.
I will say this: I was sold the moment I saw him break from that Sarlacc pit.
Yeah,
because that is a scene I've wanted.
That's a scene we, as Star Wars fans, have wanted since we were like little kids.
Years, dude. And so seeing that, I was like, "Sign me the fuck up."
It was something. It was exactly what I expected, and I was almost like, "Oh, is that it?" But also, what else would it be?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Yeah, no, there's like a horror element when you see inside of it. It's so well done.
Melted fucking stormtroopers and shit like that around them, and
I love that.
It's pretty fucking nuts, man.
And so Boba Fett escapes, and he is imprisoned by the Tusken Raiders, but then he tries to escape, and then he learns the way of the Tuskens.
Yeah, he does a whole Dances with Wolves avatar thing with the Tusken Raiders.
Right. And what does he realize? Imagine how terrifying it would be to be in the Sarlacc pits. And of course, you have some time to think after all these events. Maybe you don't want to go back to being a bounty hunter and working for all these assholes. I wouldn't.
He's like 50. I don't know. He's kind of old.
Yeah.
For a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
I don't imagine they have. Yeah, he's 60. He was born. I mean, the actor.
The actor. Yeah.
Was born in 1960. He's my dad's age. So but you can imagine that lifestyle has a pretty short thing.
We get a little backstory from him in the Clone Wars when he's like 15. But he's still a little shit. And Casher, you'll see that if you watch. But it's not like significant.
No, it's not. It felt, and I haven't watched that episode in years, or that arc.
Yeah.
It felt like he fell into bounty hunting in that world out of necessity, not because he was a stone cold bastard,
right?
Who did that. And I know most people who watch this probably haven't seen all the Clone Wars. Honestly, were you guys ever a huge Boba Fett fan?
Yes.
Yeah, I always dug him.
Yeah, sure.
I've got
I
quite a bit
always
of
thought
shit.
I always thought he was cool, but then I also always thought, as far as Star Wars characters I never understood. Some people would be like, "He's my favorite Star Wars character." I'm
Not
like,
my favorite, but one of my
he's
favorite.
there to
little
sell
side
toys.
Yeah. Since the
That's
beginning.
why he exists. And his voice does change a lot from the original dub, which is a lot more gravelly, and he's just a stone cold badass. But honestly, he was not a character. He was an action figure. So somebody is going to complain no matter how you develop him.
Well, there's a lot of people are still pissy about the EU being retconned and stuff like that. And there's a lot of
needed to be retconned.
Well, there's a lot of EU shit that like presents Boba in like the light of him just always being that fucking villain. And,
I'm sure there is.
I like this. I liked seeing him go from villain to, fucking mob boss.
I wish he had been a bit more of not a villain, a bit more neutral, not good. I don't know. I feel like would Boba Fett really, I mean, in this version, I'll make the decision. Would he care about drugs being passed off in his community, or would he just care about the interlopers? I understand him not wanting to kill people needlessly. We do see a few scenes of him wrecking people's shit. We definitely see him wreck some people's shit in Mando season 2. But I could have dealt with a little bit more dastardly, I don't know, chaotic neutral sort of thing.
Yeah, he did seem kind of like a dongus at some points. That did seem weird. He didn't know. I
think a lot of that was, I felt like Finnick was doing a lot of the thinking.
Yeah.
And Boba was kind of just going along with
it. He's down bad for Finnick, bro.
He was out of his element. And at some points it works, and some points it doesn't work as well. But people are too focused on him being a dino or whatever. The heart of the story really is him coming to where he is now with all the flashbacks. That's why he's in the Bacta tank having all these flashbacks. And people are like, well, where's the story in this? It's right there, right in front of you.
Yeah, I agree. That's the heart of the story.
He went from having a family with the Tusken Raiders after immersing himself in their culture to it being stripped away, and then he built himself a little family again.
Right.
Family of cold-hearted motherfuckers.
He's come to appreciate the culture of the land of Tatooine. Obviously, what this is as Western as Star Wars has gotten, really. He's the cowboy who spends time with the Indians and learns the way of the Indians and all that, and then wants to protect the town. It's pretty simple. People just, I don't know. It's not that hard to.
They're not receptive
get what they're going for.
What did people expect?
I don't know.
Boba fucking everything up in Mos Espa. I don't know.
Yeah, they were expecting the finale to be like this, like Battle of Helm's Deep or something. I'm like, dude, this is a Western. It's gonna be a shootout. Like that's what it is.
It's gonna be like the fucking middle of town, bunch of gunslinger shit.
Right. So
I don't know what people expect. There was a lot of really this entire show. Half of my emotional reaction was, "Damn, that looks expensive." And a lot of the show.
And then there's also scenes where you're like, "Damn, they should have paid more." Like the fucking car chase scene.
Yeah, the first couple of episodes seemed a little cheaper than the last half, especially that chase scene, and that is definitely the low point that everyone talks about. But does that mean the show's bad?
No,
just because of one chase scene being directed weird?
Silly.
No,
it honestly it adds more camp to it. It makes
my experience was a little different than y'all's, and that's one reason I wasn't watching this every week. I watched this all in like within 72 hours, and I think you're more forgiving if you don't have to wait a week for the next episode. And then I will say I might not do that with a Star Wars show again, just because I saw so many memes that spoiled this. I had a lot of stuff spoiled, and obviously we're getting spoilers in this cast. I knew Luke showed up. I knew Grogu showed up. I knew about the Power Rangers bikers. My complaint with them in that chase scene is people were hyping it up as like crazy Power Ranger shit. I wanted it to be campier. It wasn't interesting bad. It's
They
just
didn't
they
have
were out
fucking
of
suits.
place.
They needed Super Sentai suits. They needed to do the
I was wanting Super Sentai. I was wanting to mech up. That's exactly what I was wanting.
Yeah, that's when
that biker chick was hot. But
we've come with the Mandalorian and now these Marvel shows, we've come to expect feature quality TV shows, and for the most case we have gotten that, but sometimes they dip back into TV quality. And so when that happens, I'm a little more forgiving because it is TV.
Yeah, people forget that almost.
And it's crazy enough that we're having these high budget TV shows now in the first place.
It is absolutely insane that this show even exists. And people, nerds are so spoiled now and ungrateful little shits.
Yeah, I fucking hate Star Wars fans at this point. I'm full on over both.
I'm full on. We've talked about it. Go back to bullying nerds. I'm at that point.
People, they act like nothing can have any problems. And it's like, oh, you have like a couple problems with this, so now you have to hate it. That's so wild.
None of these people have gotten a screenplay optioned or produced a television show or anything like that. Like they maybe have written something on fanfiction.net.
I don't know, man. They bullied Marie Tran out of her fucking role, and then
which is so sad because I thought her performance was.
It would have been great to see some development from that whole angle. You know, we missed out on so much story from like it made all of the shit pointless in Last Jedi mostly, and it's like
and I don't even want to beat that dead horse. Shoot that dead horse with a blaster. Beat it with the Tusken Raider stick. Because Lord knows we've talked about that on this podcast.
We have on that. Wait, this isn't our first Star Wars podcast?
Oh man.
Every podcast is a Star Wars
podcast. We bring up the Rise of Skywalker. Emotional damage.
Yeah, truly, dude.
I feel like those bikers would have been more at home on Coruscant. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that's why it stuck out. They were supposedly these like poor people of Tatooine, yet they looked like they were from Coruscant and like the lower levels. It was really strange.
It could be, you know how like white people are like starting to do these tiny homes and shit, and
they're digital nomads.
Yeah.
Dude, these are the kind of people who would walk up to a Tusken Raider and be like, "Oh, you're a nomad? I'm a nomad. Oh my god!"
I bet they throw around the word gypsy a lot.
Dude, that's your friend.
Well,
I don't know. People, the term digital nomad bugs me. I live in a city with literal gypsies, and I'm like, you're gonna throw that term around? There's Romani getting like relocated by police in our city.
I will say this: I'm glad that Disney's decided to treat us to some EU shit that they're bringing in, or like characters that you wouldn't expect to be in it, and they've completely made canon. I can't tell you how fucking giddy I was seeing Black Chrysanthemum in this shit.
Sure.
I was so fucking hyped.
Plus, it's just nice to have another Wookiee that isn't Chewbacca actually be an important character.
Yeah, I was expecting them to do a different Wookiee. There's a Wookiee bounty hunter that's like lost his eye and he's a Mad Claw, which they don't discuss Mad Claws in this or anything.
No.
Right. Honestly, we have this we're supposed to be getting some High Republic TV shit. I was thinking that maybe we'd get like Tyboka, who is the badass Wookiee Jedi that trained Qui-Gon and stuff. So I don't know. It was cool to see that, and then to see the two Hutt twins that just got done fucking a bunch of people and stuff on their pleasure planet.
Which some people were like, wow, more Hutt stuff. And it's clear to me that you haven't watched the Clone Wars or read anything because you don't know about the Hutts.
The Hutts are the Hutts, like
they have giant criminal empire. I do criticize not just Star Wars. I think sci-fi in general has this problem. You can do it with Star Trek easily with the Ferengi, but it's kind of okay. Here's this species, and they do this. The Transtoshans do military stuff. The Hutts do crime stuff. I just don't think that's good story. I understand why it exists from a storytelling perspective. I will also say
a mob family.
They are a mob family. They're also a species, but we don't see Hutts doing other things.
Yeah, we do. We see Zero the Hutt fucking doing shit in the Clone Wars.
We see Zero, him or her.
We see him or them. I guess
Zer,
really
I don't
it
know.
could be non-binary, but Zero like just sits around like smokes hookah and like does stupid shit.
Yeah, but they're still a criminal, aren't they?
Pleasure
Yeah.
planets, man. Why would you be a hut and leave a pleasure planet? It's a fucking pleasure planet.
Yeah.
It's a planet
You
designed for
gotta get
do
more
whatever
money
you
so
want,
you can get
man.
more.
Yeah,
pleasure.
Zero does get into some shit, but either way, I don't know.
But Zero's an annoying character anyway. But I will say, and I know it's inevitable because we're gonna have season 2 of this and probably
Maybe.
season 3 Mandalorian. Maybe I don't know. We're gonna have.
we're definitely getting season 3 of Mando.
Yeah,
so.
and we're gonna have a continuation of this story and what
Yeah.
happened in the book of Boba Fett. That's what I'm saying. I would be fine if we never went to Tatooine again, or if we went 10 years without a story on Tatooine and Star
Well,
Wars.
Obi-Wan
too bad.
coming
Obi-Wan's
soon.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but Obi-Wan's coming, so we got.
But
more
also, I
freaking
was
desert
reading
stuff.
Obi-Wan's there's gonna be different planets that are explored.
I hope so.
Full water planet and shit like that.
Do planets with more than one biome?
For real, Jesus Christ.
It's I know that's a Star Wars staple: swamp planet, snow planet, desert planet, but cloud planet. But it's
give us something fucking crazy off the wall experimental.
Yeah, even like Felucia or whatever.
Like
Felucia, we've seen plenty in the Clone Wars.
Felucia, we've seen plenty of times in Clone Wars.
Have a planet full of jizz.
What the fuck?
Dude, you don't listen to Jizz?
Duh.
The Jizz music.
Oh, that's the best character that was reintroduced. Fucking Max Rebo's still out there thriving.
Oh yeah, Max Rebo had to find a new job.
yeah.
I'm glad he did because he didn't do anything wrong.
You're right.
He was just a musician. That's like the equivalent of being in a seedy biker bar where they deal meth. Like it's not his fault. He's not doing anything.
Did you guys know he plays with his? You guys know that those two big things that he's playing with aren't his arms; they're his feet.
I know, right?
Really?
That's weird as fuck.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, you gotta imagine there can't be a lot of gigs on Tatooine. You can't really
play
go
that
down
same song.
Yeah, I'll also be fine if I never hear ever again.
You're a fucking buzzkill.
I'm not trying to be a buzzkill, but I think
I love that song.
Look, we're already getting a freaking Boba Fett TV show. Do you need more fan service on top of that?
I wish we could have got the fan service of that fucking creepy looking alien bitch from Return of the Jedi that sings. It's like I can't remember. It was like Eon and Wazoo. I wish we got that fucking shit.
I remember opening night, midnight premiere of The Force Awakens. I kept playing that song like during the commercials, like the trailers and stuff. People kept laughing, like Jesus Christ. It was like, and it also opens with that really annoying jet.
I'm saying this. That's the sexiest alien in Star Wars.
Yeah, for sure.
But the problem, of course, most people have is like, oh, well, not most people, but a fair amount of people are like, well, why would it just switch to the Mandalorian? And I get your concern, but this ongoing Star Wars TV Disney Plus thing is all going to be under this umbrella. Ahsoka is going to be connected to this. They're MCUing some of Star Wars.
MCUing Star Wars.
I'm fine with that in a TV setting, not in a theatrical film setting.
Yes.
So, if you want to have Ahsoka pop in and kick some ass, that's fine. You know what I mean?
If you want to, I'm okay with crossover. I know they're doing High Republic movies, supposedly. I'm okay with crossover between, if Ahsoka shows up in one of the movies, like hell yeah, but I don't want it to be reliant upon you watching the TV shows.
Right.
Because I don't think my parents are going to watch all the TV shows. They're not going to watch 2 seasons of Mandalorian and Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But they might see a new Star Wars movie.
It's not a big deal to me because it was clear that the Boba Fett was really going to be just like a 6-episode thing, just like how Obi-Wan is. But they were like, well, we can actually put Mando in here and see what he's up to, because they were probably going to have him come in just for the finale to show up and help. But then they were like, well, let's catch up with these characters. That's fine. And I'm cool with that because by the end of the 4th episode with Boba is when it literally tells you like, oh, you're fully healed out of the Bacta tank. And that's not subtle at all. He's just done with his backstory being told and he's healed. So that has really wrapped up his arc of the story. Now we're ready for the finale. Well, what do we do until then? Okay, well, let's catch up with Mando. Not a big deal to me.
Right, and if you're gonna bring him in, it makes sense to have him. I didn't think it was okay. I thought it was a little weird. It doesn't kill the show for me. He has all this money, and he's like, "We need muscle. Let's hire one guy."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are there not mercenaries on Tatooine?
Yeah,
you can
he
hire?"
could have hired probably like 30 to 40 people, probably.
Yeah, and he didn't even. Mando was like, "It's on the house," and it's like, okay, then hire like 30 more fucking drunks at the bar who are willing to,
yeah,
like,
yeah. Some of the plotting is not that good, but
it's contrived. It's contrived.
It's okay.
It's Western plotting, man. That's some shit that would happen in a Western. Like, let's go grab.
Yeah, but still, it's
Seven Samurai. Like,
it's full of mercenaries. It's nothing but mercenaries.
Yeah, but I do love that Mando goes to see if Freetown will fight. And then they're like, Cobb Vanth is like, yeah, sure. And then he gets fucking killed. And of course,
by motherfucking Cad Bane.
Yeah,
Cad Bane was so good in this.
I love seeing Cad Bane. I wish there was just a little bit to help catch people that haven't watched the Clone Wars up.
I also wish he wouldn't have fucking died, man.
Well, I hope it made sense because for those of you that at home that don't know, there was going to be a Clone Wars arc that never made it to TV, where there was going to be a Boba Fett and Cad Bane showdown because he had worked under Cad Bane for a little while. And I've watched the animatic, and they both shoot at the same time, just like in this Boba Fett show. So it's pretty much the same thing, except like 30 years later. Well, not that long.
Yeah, but fuck that. They should have kept him alive and used him in later things.
But it makes sense though.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There's payoff, and there's payoff from Boba Fett show where he does the same moves with the fighting stick that the Tusken Raiders taught him to kill him.
Should have killed him. That's too good of a character to kill. And
he's got that breathing apparatus, and it's still blinking. Who knows?
That's what I'm hoping.
It's
no one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really. Yeah, if they can bring back goddamn Palpatine, they can bring back Cad Bane.
Damn it.
Anyway, let's not. Yeah,
it was cool to get a little bit more of the lore of the Rancor.
Yeah, fucking Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo, little cameo.
I love that Danny Trejo which took me out of the show, but not.
It makes sense to me that if he was gonna be in Star Wars, he'd be a Rancor dealer.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I like that they discussed that the Rancor imprints on human or whoever is their tamer or their person that owns them.
Yeah,
and God damn it, it was so cool seeing Boba Fett ride one. And
yeah. That's one of the best parts of the whole show.
The only times I've ever seen anybody ride a Rancor was in the fucking Star Wars Force Unleashed shit when the Twi'leks were riding them. Yeah, it's just like that shit was so fucking cool.
Yeah, because like the whole show, you're like, okay, let's see, Boba Fett's doing his thing, but we want to see him kick some ass. And then the finale comes, and him and Mando have that awesome shootout, and then he comes in with the music like blaring on top of the Rancor. I was like, all right, this is tight. I'm glad we got to see this. And thank God they used their jetpacks in the last episode. I was getting worried.
Yeah.
Why? They just forget that jetpacks exist?
Yeah, pretty much.
Man,
except for when Mando has to take his off to fight that guy.
Dude, I thought they were gonna kill off fucking the Rancor too. Like whenever they were trying to get him to calm down, I was like, is fucking Mando about to blow this fucking Rancor's head off? Like, is that what's about to fucking happen?
Nah, dude, keep the Rancor.
I was like, man, they're pulling a fucking Marvel, killing off all these cool characters so they can never have them back. Fucking amazing.
All right, let's talk about whether you think Luke is making the right decision.
No,
Luke
making...
Skywalker shows up and he's training Grogu. Almost said Goku. Luke Skywalker is training Goku. And you see droids building his temple that you see in The Force Awakens. So that's cool. The CGI has come a long way. The de-aging.
The deep fake is way better.
It's insane. It's actually terrifying now.
It's a little scary, and I'm worried about the future of not because of entertainment, but I'm worried about the future where you can just deep fake poop.
I'm even more scared because I was pretty much okay with it. Like I was like, wow, this is pretty much Luke Skywalker.
The actor's got to sign up. No, also once you
as
get
long
over,
as he's alive and agrees to it, I don't know.
yeah, but then it's one of those. What about when he's dead and his estate is milking the money? Have you guys? This is a side note. Have you? I'm sure you have, Adrian. Have you guys seen? There's this Russian ad where Bruce Willis sold his young likeness to be
I saw
deepfaked.
that.
Oh my god, so bad.
Oh my god.
I want to say something about the Luke and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that it was a stupid decision, but it was definitely a fucking Luke decision at that point in his life to make Grogu choose, because he still hasn't come to even though he should have a realization that this whole fucking Force thing, black and white, whatever, is kind of dumb, especially because he watched his dad just kill Sidious because he was like,
not really.
Yes, he did. He killed him. He's dead.
But he just saw that the reason why they were successfully able to defeat the Empire was because of the emotional ties Vader still had to his previous life and his children, and him going back to that, and that this whole archaic form of black and white is dumb and needs to be eradicated. And he comes to terms with that later. It leads to his downfall with Kylo Ren and all that.
Right. It does. And so it is in character, I think. And maybe Luke is playing a longer con here. We don't know yet. But I did think that was interesting because we get to see Grogu back with his cute little chainmail.
Yeah.
It's we'll see. I'm very interested to see where that all goes with me.
So where the fuck did he get Leota's lightsaber?
Yeah.
Apparently, I was watching something and like they pointed out that lightsaber was destroyed along with a lot of other Jedi's lightsabers.
Not anymore. Not canon.
Well, it's past the EU retcon, and it was part of Disney's like partnership with Dark Horse.
Here's the
maybe
thing.
He had more than one lightsaber.
Well, what they're saying is that this may be a different universe, and that the pre-sequel trilogy is
give me a break. They're literally leading into they're having him build the same temple that you see in The Force Awakens and Last Jedi.
It's just Star Wars fans being super fucking hopeful.
It is, and also with a franchise, one of the largest media franchises on the planet, with so many novels and comics and movies and stuff, you think there's not going to be a couple plot holes? You think the writers aren't going to make mistakes because they have to go home and have sex with their spouses?
No, it has to be perfect, just like the original trilogy.
Yeah, no plot holes, right?
Which wasn't perfect at all.
Not even close.
But
I like the show, man. One of the better feel good scenes is whenever you see that fucking Naboo starfighter and he cops that shit.
I did think of the practicality of you have a lot less cargo space and everything. In that
he's not really a bounty hunter anymore, though.
Yeah, it'll be perfect for his, because I think season 3 will go into Mandalore and shit and what's going on with that.
Yeah,
that'll be cool. I liked the Mando centric episode a lot because he's badass. He's a badass character.
Yeah, I think except with the fucking Star Saber or the Dark Saber, that motherfucker know how to wield that for sure.
Yeah, it's good that it showed him get hurt by that.
I think Mando's always, I feel like he's always been a little bit of a clunky fighter.
Yeah.
Or maybe not, or maybe too reliant on his armor, which is a character flaw, very intentionally. And I don't think he is the quickest gun or the best shot, but overall,
I think Boba's would probably be a better fighter in his prime than.
I think if
Mando would
in their primes,
would be dead 2 times now if it weren't for Grogu.
Yeah. So it's
I think I do think Mandalorian season 3 is going to go deeper into this weird cult that he's a part of with the Mandalore.
More religious trauma.
Potentially paint them as a villain in the next season, and him too. I think he might. That's my theory, is that like they're the cult that may have potentially brought the end of the first turmoils for Mandalore, and they're trying to basically like the MAGA hats of Mandalore, and Bo-Katan is
except they're not anti-maskers. They're very, very,
very into masking.
They're very pro-mask.
I think it's going to be a lot of team ups between Jin, Jaren, and Bo-Katan.
Yeah, but Bo-Katan, you'll see in the Clone Wars and Rebels, she has a lot of bad flaws too.
Yeah, there's in Clone Wars and Rebels really goes into Mandalore. So a lot of what you're saying is actually explored in those shows.
Okay.
The downfall of.
But
I know the Siege of Mandalore is a big thing in there. The only episodes I've watched of Star Wars Clone Wars, or I like the Cat Bane episodes. Those are the only ones I delved into.
Well,
Cat Bane fan because of that.
What I liked is that Halo Ring planet that Mando goes to. That was fresh to me. It looked cool as hell.
Yeah, why wouldn't there be artificial planets in Star Wars?
Right. Yeah, it was awesome. And the way they're like trying to get him to do a certain thing when he's delivering the head of that bounty. And he's just like, nope, fuck it. Here you go.
He's like, no, I'm good. I love that.
And the fight between that big guy over the Darksaber was good.
Well, that guy is the person he fought. I was reading into it. His last name, he's related to the person who created the Darksaber.
Yeah, that's what he
says.
Like
his like deep ancestor is the person who created that. So
well, and he says, it's mine by birthright or something like that.
And we still don't know how exactly. It's implied that Mando didn't really get the Darksaber by defeating the person who had it. So
but it's implied, but didn't he?
I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's really his. So he's
going into some Elder Wand territory, guys.
He's trying to avoid it. Yeah,
that's fucking cool. I love that whole scene with like him fighting all those people and like getting the bounty hunt kill though. And like he cut that motherfucker in half.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
Brutal.
Here's the thing: people are like, "Oh, Boba Fett's not the guy he was in the original trilogy." Yeah, well, we're using him to tell this new story. You can still have this badass Mandalorian bounty hunter here. Here he is, the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Just deal with, that's fine.
And that was something like that because his bounty hunter days are behind him. Obviously,
right?
It's not like he didn't do that, or hell, you could probably explore that in different comics or books or whatever. It is explored in different.
I was always more of a Django fan anyway as a kid.
Well, Django gets more dialogue and screen time.
Right.
I'm not fucking cut off.
I love that scene.
I'm not really a Django fan, but you see a lot more of Django in one movie than you see of Boba in two.
Kino just like Slave One. That's why.
Ooh, can't call it that anymore.
Oh yeah, what do they call his ship now?
He just says it's the Fire Spray class fighter or something like that.
The Fire Spray. It's I'll call it the Slave One. That's just nobody's offended over that name. No, nobody cares.
I mean, me as a white person, I don't care.
That's good. Well, you should care since you're 164th Tusken Raider.
That's racist.
Tusken Raiders aren't real, Adrian.
Ooh.
My computer's.
First I've heard. What were we talking about?
Hold on. Boba Fett.
Oh yeah. I just to see Luke Skywalker give him that choice is just like, man, the fucking.
It was maybe a bit contrived by the writers.
I have learned nothing.
It was cool seeing him do some of the same training that Yoda did with him.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, it's cool call.
Also, Luke. Well, that's part of Luke's flaws. He did not get his training that he should have, and he's having to rebuild the order. I'm sure he's communing with Force ghosts, and learning that way. We know that.
We know that Ahsoka's with him too, and kind of
but it's like they thought Anakin was too young to be a Jedi, and he was 9, or too old, and he was 9 years old. Now Luke, fucking 18, is being a Jedi.
It's also that also shows that like the Jedi are stuck in old time ways, and they need to
that's why if they
modernize and progress.
If they do a trilogy in the future, it would be nice to see a variety of different kinds of Jedi, not stuck in their old ways.
Jedi high school.
That's what. Well, no.
In the back. Who's smoking in the bathroom, dude?
What if there were multiple, or if there were multiple sects of Jedi? Some of them probably wouldn't even call themselves that.
Right? They would just be Force users.
Well, that's why before the Rise of Skywalker came out, I thought, and a lot of people thought that maybe the Jedi name would be dead and they would start being called Skywalkers or something like that. It's like a way to change up, shake things up. Of course they don't shake things up, but I don't know.
Can't do that.
We need a refresher. And People are tired of being in the same 60-year timeline for Star Wars, and I agree, but I like the Mandalorian enough to where I'm able to forgive it.
Mando's definitely I'm cool with this part of like what's going on, but I would definitely like to see either real old fucking Republic shit or past like
Yeah.
into the future.
And well,
I wish that High Republic show was Old Republic, but they want to be able to have Yoda in it to be kind of common.
For sure.
What it's going to be is the High Republic show is going to be an experiment to see if your average Star Wars viewer is even going to be able to handle Star Wars without the characters.
Yeah, they fucking better. Jesus Christ,
they better. It's
the books that they've been presenting with the High Republic recently have been doing really well, and they've been telling really cool stories, and I think that's what they're about to dip their pen into.
Yeah, I hope so. Sheesh.
Because like I would love to see just like full on like renaissance of like Jedi and Sith violence and shit.
The Great Hyperspace War, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, man, that's
also I wouldn't mind stuff in the future where it should be like 1,000 years after the.
That's what I'm thinking, like super far into the future,
like
where Skywalker's a legacy at this point.
Yeah, and there's different kinds of Force users. It's not all Jedi and Sith. Just
it would be cool if they did like if they had that and like made the villain the fucking like return of the like species of Sith, the Sith people who like discovered the Sith.
Yeah,
or like basically a race of people who are Sith.
Or it could be Palpatine.
I would legitimately kill myself
1,000 years in the future.
No,
deep fake Ian McDermott.
No.
Don't fucking talk about horrors beyond my comprehension, Scott.
We almost got lightsaber guillotines basically in this fucking, and they retcon that whole fucking shit with Rise of Skywalker. All the concept art was so dope. Seeing Finn liberate a bunch of
we're not talking about Rise of Skywalker, are we? We're talking about
Boba Fett. You're right.
That movie would have had problems too. I read the
I read the script. It was cool.
But Boba Fett was great. It does, like I said, it is DLC for the Mandalorian though.
Well, sure, but
it's something for us to tie over.
Ahsoka, the Ahsoka show, I would definitely not recommend watching unless you've seen Rebels, because it is going to follow the events of the ending of that show, and I don't want to spoil it.
What, Ezra and like Thrawn and all that shit?
Sure, stuff like that. I'm talking to viewers that don't know.
I'm just like, I'm trying to.
They want to go back.
I need Thrawn,
but I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine, but
if you haven't seen it,
they need to watch, because so many characters continue their arcs from the Clone Wars into Rebels, and now we've got characters from both those shows in this show, or this umbrella show. I'm just gonna call it Star Wars, the TV show.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because that's what these are.
Kind of what this is.
Oh, but my question is,
visions,
does Grogu returning in Boba Fett, he earns it? Mando earns it because he went to the planet and decided it would be best for him to not even see him. So when Grogu comes back later, it's an earned moment and it's actually nice.
Right.
But does that cheapen the finale of season 2 where it's all emotional and Luke comes to save Grogu and stuff?
No, I don't think so.
Somewhat.
It does. But unless Luke is up to something.
Yeah. We haven't seen how it plays out. So I would be a little upset if it was just like Grogu and Mando are back together, which also just seems kind of impractical for what Mando needs to be doing,
The next season's just a family sitcom drama.
Some people
Fennec and Grogu.
Some of the nitpicking is incredible. I saw one guy who was bitching and moaning. He's like, Grogu and Amanda's reunion, they didn't even have time. It didn't even seem like they cared, or that Mando cared. I was like, what the fuck are you? They're in the middle of getting chased down, almost killed.
They even say that. He's like, not right now, buddy. We don't have time.
The insane leaps and bounds people make mentally to nitpick about stuff.
No, because they want a show with no plot and only fan service. I feel like that's what a lot of nerds want.
Yeah,
They want no progression of any sort.
it's
Nerds are the real
incredible.
conservatives in America.
Nerds and hippies, bro.
Hippies are kind of conservatives.
Manifestation
now.
is just tithing. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the other shit that's coming out soon, and happy to have Disney take the helms over most of my childhood at this point.
Well, I've said this before, but there are worse companies that could have bought Star Wars, and they could have made it grimdark like Dawn of Justice or something.
Yeah, Games Workshop could have got Star Wars. The
I'm just
Warhammer
saying,
40K
like
guys.
Warner Bros would have made Star Wars like fucking edgy as fuck.
Yeah, I don't want that.
There are worse companies to do with it, and take that for what you will, viewers. Oh, Adrian's sucking Disney's dick. Whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Zippity doo dah, baby.
Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, Bryce Dallas Howard, those are all good directors, and it's clear that they care about what they're making, and it's not just slop.
Yeah,
for sure.
Especially
bringing in people who also care for like with their direction.
Sure, and all the people working on the special effects now are all people that grew up watching it and enjoyed it.
No, you're fine. I'm looking for.
And then give Bryce Dallas Howard.
It's behind you, Scott.
Shut up.
Give Bryce Dallas Howard her own movie.
Yeah,
I want to see what she can do, because obviously she's way better than her old man. I hope Disney has learned to fucking chill, because Solo is like so average of a movie that it's like
it takes you out of it.
Yeah, because I rewatched Solo. I remember liking it more in the theater. Actually, I rewatched it with Parker because she had never seen it, and I was kind of bored by the whole movie. I was like,
yeah, wow. That was my opinion on the rewatch. I was just like,
yeah,
bored.
Definitely, yeah, that and Rogue One are just boring to me. So
that's fair.
Yeah, give her her own movie. I want to see Mando go in a direction that isn't too much about saving Grogu or something. I want to see more Mandalorian lore.
Yeah, I want to see Mandalorian. So I think it's heading that direction.
I think, yeah. Well, now that Grogu's got like a minimum amount of training, he can help a little bit, jump around like Yoda. I don't know. I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming Kenobi, and because he talked about how they did shoot shit with Hayden Christensen and him together, and is it going to be flashbacks or whatever? I'm surely, but if Vader's in it, it better not be literal Vader. It better be Force like training Vader, like an Empire, like Luke sees on Dagobah. It better be like a nightmare scenario. I don't want it to be an actual rematch.
Yeah, that would kind of take away the entire like introduction of Vader to Ben Kenobi and New Hope. Like, that would absolutely make that less.
So if they do that, I will be kind of upset and might not. I might just be like, well, fuck it.
I'm hoping we get like some solid Obi-Wan, because at the beginning of his exile, I'm sure he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try to find more people who survived, or try to say, bring things back, and then like lead him into like what he becomes, which is someone who's just wandering the desert as just a drifter almost, So it'd be cool to see that progression. Kumail Nanjiani is playing some unspecified role.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, some major role, some unspecified major role.
That's cool.
We'll see. There was another person, I can't remember the actor, but there's going to be more than one lightsaber in it. Like, that's not Anakin or Obi-Wan. So we might get another Jedi.
I wonder if Kumail's going to be
ripped,
voicing an alien, or like it's going to be him, because he does a lot of voice work too.
He does do a lot of good quality voice work, and he's ripped now. Put that motherfucker on screen.
Nah, he is ripped. But my whole thing, other than what we said about him, hopefully he doesn't actually meet Vader. But my whole thing with the Obi-Wan series is I kind of like I like mystery in the storytelling, and I like not knowing exactly what Obi-Wan was up to all those years.
Yeah,
So
of course.
hopefully, what I hope it is, and this is probably what it will be, it'll be 6 episodes over the span of a week or, similar time span to Book of Boba Fett with some flashbacks sort of stuff to flesh it out. Hopefully, and I know it wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be the 19 years he was on Tatooine, but I hope it leaves room for mystery. Is what I
Sure.
think. Because you can
Man
always
needs
make
to
more.
age a whole motherfucking lot in that time period.
Yeah, well, desert life is hard, especially if you grew up on Coruscant.
Says who?
Yeah.
I could do it.
You just
Do it
gotta
right now.
suspend your disbelief, I guess.
Yeah. Also, it's a freaking movie, and that's another plot hole. And who cares?
Also, yeah, like Dumbledore in this new movie, he looks like strapping and nice, and he's only like 10, 15 years away of what he's supposed to look like in Chamber of Secrets.
Fucking
in the
Michael. It goes from
flashbacks.
Jude Law to Michael Gambon. Like, what the
No,
fuck?
before Michael Gambon, what's his name? The Richard Harris. Because in Chamber of Secrets you see a flashback when he's talking to Tom Riddle about the chick who dies in the castle, and that's like taking place in like the 40s or 50s, and so this is only like 15 years before that, and I'm seeing this in the trailers like, what the fuck.
Yeah, they
But
fucked
anyway,
that
that's
whole
stupid
series up.
shit.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
But
Those movies suck. I can't believe it too. I know this isn't a Harry Potter cast, but damn, David Yates fucking he did such a good job with 6 and 7, and like now he's making these. It's because they're not written by Steve Close. Anyway, I'll quit talking about Harry Potter. It's just I'm saying that because I just rewatched 5, 6, 7, and 8 because I hadn't seen 6, 7, and 8 in a long time.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about Booba?
It was solid Star Wars material.
I enjoyed it probably more than I thought I would. It's probably I'm more open to watching Kenobi now because we have 2 good Star Wars live action series and not just one.
We got Thundercat.
Yeah, we did get Thundercat. Whoops.
What the fuck? And he showed up at the end credits. Of the last episode.
Yeah.
Wait, the Thundercat?
The RB artist.
Oh.
He did like all the bass and like production for one of Mac Miller's albums.
He did he's the mod guy who like saved Fennec Shan's life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny. It
It
is weird seeing some character. I don't know.
He's like a super fanboy too, man. Dude's a fucking nerd, so it was like a dream come true for him. I was, however, hoping like his scene in the last episode would have been him in the fight, him come out and like his arms just normal, and then it just like mods up to like cyborg. And I was like, that'd been tight as fuck, dude. But yeah, that was fun series.
Oh shit, yeah, and we got the Rancor acting like King Kong for a second. I was like, damn, kaiju and those super battle droids, that not the
fucking droideka looking motherfuckers,
the super droidicas, I guess.
Yeah,
I know it's Star Wars, but those things were so inaccurate, it was unbelievable. But that's every droid in Star Wars. I feel
inaccurate to what? What are we?
I feel like every droid in real
droids
life
aren't real.
It's talking about shots.
Oh,
Dongus.
I was like, what the fuck are you
just
talking
like stormtroopers, just like any fucking character in a TV show.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
I thought you were like, those droids don't look real. I was like, yeah, of course.
And yeah, there's some of the coolest scenes I've seen were in that show. So, and some people were saying, well, Robert Rodriguez should never touch Star Wars again. There was only a few moments that I felt like he may have messed up a little bit. I liked the way that the action was shot in the last episode. It felt cool, especially when they were Mando and Boba Fett were back to back and they spin around and shoot. That's like Desperado shit. That's fucking classic. Western as hell, man. So I don't know. People are annoying. That's what we're gonna call this cast.
People are annoying, but that's fair.
Anyway, that about does it, I guess, for this episode of The Harbor. We'll always be around to talk about Star Wars, I guess, for the rest of our lives, forever and ever. Thanks for watching.